All right, what is going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. All right, we've got one game on the card today. We've got Cleveland at the Yankees. Game two. Game one was quite interesting. Yankees played the long ball. We had Juan Soto hit a dong, and we had Giancarlo Stanton hit one out. But before we get into these picks, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's free, only takes a minute. We are pushing towards 400 now. A lot of good growth lately. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in, all the good comments. If you are here for the football, college football, just scroll down and then just click on the best bets, and you'll see what I'm playing for the NCAA. But if you're here for the baseball, let's talk about the recap. Kind of a weird day yesterday. We got bitten by a grand slam. That is the second time in the last 3 games a grand slam has gotten us, right? Scooble gave up that grand slam to Lane Thomas. And then yesterday, Vientos hit a grand slam that just barely left the yard. That really sucked. So Dodgers raced to 3, we lost. Dodgers -1, we lost. Sean Manaea under 1.5 walks. We lost. He walked 4. But once he got out to a 6-0 lead, that bet was screwed. What's funny is I did not expect Landon Knack to pitch. And as soon as he came in, I literally texted my buddy and was like, I'm betting Mets. Like, I did not expect him to pitch. He is so bad. I knew it was not going to go well. And sure as shit, he gave up 5 runs. So that was bad there, but was able to live bet the Mets. I wish I should sign up like a dub club or something like that. I put out live bets. I don't know, but kind of salvaged that for me. But flip side to the Yankees game, beautiful. Gave out 4 plays, all 4 hit. So Yankees to bat in the bottom of the 9th, no. Rodon over 14.5 outs, sweat free. I said yesterday I should have taken his K prop at decent plus money, would have crushed it. He had 9 Ks. He just pitched an absolute gem. Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. That didn't take long at all to absolutely demolish that. And then the Nerfy hit. So not bad there. We went up 3.2 units on that game. So basically yesterday was it was basically a wash. At the end of the day. Sorry, 2.3 units is what we went up, and then down 2.2 in the Dodgers game. So technically up just a hair, but not much. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's get into today's card. I'm excited about this game. It's kind of scary, though. We've got Bybee going up against Cole. Bybee's looked well, right? He's pitched in 2 games now against Detroit. Both of them were against Detroit, but that last outing against Detroit, he definitely had some mechanical issues. He was struggling to find his control. He just couldn't throw a fastball for a strike. He was relying on his breaking ball for strikes. Every fastball was up and in to a righty, up and away to a lefty. So front shoulder was just flying open, arm was dragging. So my concern is, what will he look like tonight? And when we look at Bybee, yeah, he's had some success lately, but he hasn't faced anybody, in my opinion, right? He's faced the Royals, the Twins, the Pirates, the Tigers. Not exactly potent offensive teams. So, in my opinion, there is a massive pitching advantage. Garrett Cole, he is a postseason dog. Like, he just shows up when the lights are bright. He likes the spotlight. So, really hard for me to not back the Yankees today in full transparency. Weather-wise, it is going to be another cold, windy day, so it is going to be 50 degrees at game time, and it is going to drop quite a bit. So not good. It's going to feel like 42 at first pitch, and then it just continually drops down into the upper 30s. We do have some wind gusts, so we're starting with an 8-mile-an-hour wind. Should stay fairly consistent blowing out, but we could see gusts up to like 20 miles an hour. Very similar to last night. If you watch the football video, the wind factor said it was going to play into it, and man, it did on the kicking game. It was pretty wild to see all the missed kicks, but that's going to lean really well for home runs with the wind blowing out that much, but it is going to be cold. We talked about this yesterday. Sometimes it's hard when you throw a lot of breaking balls to kind of get the seams and get the feel, so you can tend to hang those pitches a little bit more, which I just think really works in the Yankees' favor, man. Both of these guys are fly ball pitchers. Bybee, 65.4% of his outs come via the fly ball, and for Garrett Cole, it's 61.3%. So wind blowing out, that kind of equals runs in my opinion. If we look at Cole, he is 1-0 in these playoffs with a 3.00 ERA. Bybee 0-0 with a 2.08 ERA. So both of Cole's starts were against the Royals. Both of Bybee's starts were against the Tigers. Let's see. So in terms of home run projections, you got projecting 1 home run for Cleveland, 1.5 for New York. So slight edge to New York there. I guess for me, Cleveland against right-handed pitching hasn't exactly been wonderful. 233 on the entire season, with a .301 on base percentage, 383 slugging, 95.2 WRC plus. Now we look at the Yankees. They were 5th in baseball with a 253 average, 332 OBP, and WRC plus was number 1 at 120.4. Slugging was number 1 at 445. So there is just, in my opinion, there's an offensive and defensive from a pitching standpoint advantage Yankees. Now, for Cleveland, they didn't use a lot of their good pitchers, so we should see them today, right? So we should see guys like Smith, Gaddis, Clase, all those guys didn't pitch yesterday, so we'll probably see them. If we look at just kind of some game insights through like Outlier, the under's hit in 19 of Cleveland's last 25 games, so something to keep in mind even with an over-under of 7. Yankees are 4-11 against the spread in their last 15. Cleveland are 6-17 in their last 23 as underdogs. So just some data to keep in mind there. Now, a lot of this team has not had a lot of success against Garrett Cole, but Jose Ramirez is the opposite. He's 9 for 23, so he's hitting 391 off Garrett Cole with 2 home runs. He's also walked 6 times. He's only K'd 4 times. So pretty good leans there. Guys like Naylor, Jimenez, Kwan, they've not had a lot of success off of them. Naylor's hitting, Josh Naylor, I should say. Josh Naylor's hitting 125. Jimenez is hitting 188, and Kwan is hitting 154. That said, Kwan has been on an absolute tear in the postseason. He is just seeing the ball really, really well. He's going oppo. He's pulling the ball. So I actually really like the way Kwan's hitting. So there's that to think about. In terms of bullpens, huge bullpen advantage for Cleveland. We know that. They're the best bullpen in baseball, and they've got their good arms. We already talked about it. Smith, Gaddis, Clase, those guys probably will pitch tonight if the game's close. If it ends up being a blowout, right, we probably won't see these guys. I think Bybee's really not gone past the 4th inning in any game. You can't even find his outs props. To me, it's just more, I think he gets hit hard. His hit line's at 3.5. He's gone over that in like 9 of his last 11 road games. Yankees are pretty potent offense, so I do think they win. In terms of the over-under, I lean towards the over. I will tell you my projections have this game somewhat tight, actually. It's 3.4 to 2.8, so that would fall in that under category. So that's where I have that. My favorite bet today is going to be Yankees first 5 minus a half at minus 105. On the flip side, if you look at Cleveland plus 0.5, so I guess if you're on Cleveland today, you can take their first 5 plus a half a run at minus, I think it's like minus 110 on DraftKings. So there is good value there. I always try not to tell you, I don't know, I like to see both sides of the coin at the end of the day, right? So let's talk a little bit about the pitching report, park factors. You guys can screenshot this, just do it on one. Today, you can see Cole expected to go 5.4 innings. That might be a little long. Bybee 4.7. That would be his longest outing in the postseason. So there's that. Just not sure if I agree with that, considering all the great arms that the Guardians have at their disposal today with the day off tomorrow. So you've got a travel day tomorrow. You should just be cleaning out your bullpen a little bit, right? If not, at least get some guys some work after the off day game yesterday, right? It technically could be 3 days in between outings for some of these guys, which I don't necessarily think is a great thing in the postseason. All right, best bets for today. Let's start with the MLB. Like I said, Yankees first 5 minus a half at minus 105. Just trusting Cole here. Cole is a gamer. If he gets hit, it is what it is. That doesn't mean the Yankees can't bash some runs on their own. This would help our next bet, which is the over 7 runs at minus 110. This would have hooked last night. Kind of felt fortunate to get to 7, honestly. There was some pass balls. I think Cantillo had like 2 pass balls, so definitely helped with getting the Yankees to that 5-run number. Yankees team total over 3.5. Like I said, I'm projecting them to hit 1.5 home runs today. It could be just a 3-run homer right off the bat. I don't necessarily trust that Bibby's going to come out sharp. Like I said, he looked, first 2 innings were very sketchy for him against the Tigers. Now you're facing the Yankees, so I do expect some nerves. We got the weather to think about. It's going to be chilly. So just my read on the game. And then Judge over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I just think he's due. He is plus 189 to hit a home run today. So odds are definitely more towards his favor. It's like a 37% chance he hits a home run. So he hits a home run, we cash this. Parlays I like. So I went kind of 2 ways here, guys. I tried to do something where not necessarily Cleveland could win, but that was attainable for Cleveland, right? After yesterday's little shit fest with the Dodgers, kind of wanted to play it almost both ways, but not quite. I do think the Yankees win this. So Bibby over 3.5 hits and Yankees money line. Those just kind of correlate, in my opinion. Plus 122. And then Ramirez to have a hit and Cleveland to score more than 2.5 runs. We can still hit this and the Yankees win, in my opinion. So that's really what I was shooting for there, right? And if things go haywire like yesterday, probably a good chance we cash this. I don't think Cleveland goes unless Ramirez goes, in my opinion. All right, prop leans I like. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at plus 105. Good value given the history off Cole. I would also say Ramirez home run is plus 580. So I do think there's value there at plus 580 to do a Jose Ramirez home run. Cole under 17.5 outs. I think just given the weather, he's getting a little older, right? Could be a little difficult on the body unless he's just absolutely dealing. Yankees really didn't use a ton of arms yesterday. Like I said, we've got the off day tomorrow for the travel day. So I don't think the Yankees are going to just let him linger, especially when you want to try to get up 2-0, considering the next 3 games are going to be in Cleveland. So I like the under 17.5 outs at plus money. Give me Steven Kwan over 0.5 singles. So he's not exactly a power hitter. Majority of his hits are going to be singles. And like I said, I just like the way he's seeing the ball. I like the way he's going oppo. So minus 130, pretty good value there. Judge over 0.5 walks. We just talked about how Bibby ended up walking 3 people in his last outing. Didn't look great. I mean, Judge is that guy where he's pretty patient. So I like him to get a walk today at minus 130. And then Soto, got to kind of go back to that well. I didn't put it over on the straight bets, but Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 120. Just too good a value there to pass up. Now, college football. The 3 games tonight. These are the 3 plays that I like in the college game. So Troy versus South Alabama. Give me the over 54.5. A lot of books have this at 56.5, 57. So I believe DraftKings, as of an hour ago, was still at 54.5. So great value there at minus 110. Middle Tennessee minus 10 versus Kennesaw. Kennesaw's bad. Like, they are a very, very bad team. So minus 10. Middle Tennessee is not a great team, but comparatively, they're way better. So minus 10 feels pretty good. Some books you can get this at minus 9.5. You can do minus 9.5. It's almost kind of worth kind of buying the juice if you can and just doing 9.5. And then Louisiana Tech versus New Mexico State University. Man, that last game for New Mexico State was freaking horrendous. I mean, absolutely horrendous. They struggled to score, but the other team didn't. So give me the over 50. I think both teams score, right? New Mexico State should be able to score against Louisiana Tech, but Louisiana Tech heavily favored to win. I guess you could look at Louisiana Tech and take the points if you want. I would just prefer to go with the over here. I think this is really nice at minus 110. So good value there. All right, that is going to do it for me, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, give the video a thumbs up, comment down below to help the algorithm, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll catch you on the next video.